This is Overtime, a weekly moment of off-the-cuff commentary on everything from sports and politics to observations about everyday life from NFL All-Pro Carl Lee. Welcome to Overtime.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Carl Lee with Let's Talk, and this is one of my overtimes, and it's going to be a little bit of a difficult one, I think, because I'm just hearing that my high school football coach, Homer Criddle, has passed away, and it's kind of crazy because when I look back and I think about the coaches that I've had over my career, I seemingly have always found the coaches that were disciplined, very demanding, and I think when we look at coaches today and try to evaluate them, we talk about being their friends and, you got to show your players love and all of these kind of things. And maybe that is true in the newer generation of players. But I know this, that I don't think that Homer Criddle at any given time, Coach Criddle, at any given time cared about how I felt or needed to show me any love. I think what he wanted out of me was the most that was in me. And I think when and I was very, very blessed to have Sonny Randle as a head coach at Marshall, and same with him, and the odd thing that I think that we miss a lot of times is, where are you after you're done with that coach, or that coach is done with you? Who are you after that? Compared to maybe that coach that is going to love on you, is going to, do all these kind of things, these special things for you to benefit you, compared to that coach who is demanding the most out of you. And they don't care what you think about it. I can remember Coach Criddle, we were in the locker room at South Charleston High School, and he walked up to me and he said, do you want to play college ball? And I was kind of shocked because, I thought, in my mind, I thought everybody knew, really what I wanted. And I don't think that he didn't know. I just think that he was reconfirming that with me as, some scouts had started to come in. And after I said yes, he really kind of just walked away. And I could never really gauge what that was. But, in reaching out to some of my friends who knew him, played for him, everybody says the same thing, like how beneficial he was to us in our life. Because I think what we want out of a coach today is not really what coaches used to be about. They used to be truly about the lessons. They were truly about the discipline. They were truly about where you learned yes, sir, no, sir. Some parents don't require that from their kids. Coaches demanded that back in the day because that was going to teach you how to respond to a teacher. That was going to teach you how to respond to anybody who was an adult who you were talking to. You would say yes, sir, and no, sir, and all of those kind of things. And my mom taught me that. And I can remember not liking it. I don't know what it was, but I felt like there was something, I felt like you needed to earn that kind of respect, even as an adult. But my coaches changed that dynamic because they made me, and I would try sometime to maybe answer it in a way that I didn't have to throw the sir in there. But I got to a place where I truly understood it. And when I got a call earlier today and heard about Coach Criddle, the first thing that came to my mind was, gosh, I wish I could have seen him, And again, we procrastinate and we do all those kinds of things and we don't get that opportunity. Sometimes we don't, time runs out. But the good thing about it is, like, I can remember so much about him, so many things, that are funny to me now. All the running that he made us do, the yelling and screaming at us, all practice long. It was pointed. It was specific. It was for a reason that we all probably have learned now that we didn't see then. I felt like every coach that I had prepared me for the next coach that I had. And we had a coach by the name of Les Steckel came to Minnesota, and he was this military guy and wanted to do all of these different types of military type drills, and he called me here in West Virginia and said that I needed to come up there to start training because it was going to be so difficult. And I told him, if it's going to be running, I don't have any problem with that, because there was never a coach that I played for did not demand running. And for everybody who is listening, who went to South Charleston High School, who played for Homer Criddle, Coach Criddle, or played for him, knew him, you understood who he was. And he was this super relevant individual when you saw him walking. Those types of coaches, they walk with this mystique, this confidence, this the demeanor just seems hard. I don't know if that's the military. I don't know if that's just who they were. But for me, I got an opportunity to be coached by those type of coaches. And while I don't do the screaming or the cussing, the expectation for your team, the expectation for every individual is to be the best player they can be and do the best at everything every time that you hit the field. That's just how it used to be. There wasn't walking off the field. There wasn't sitting on your butt on the field. There wasn't any of that. It was standing. You were told when you could get water. You just didn't go over and get water. And I'm not making the case that was right. I'm just telling you that's how it was. And we survived it, and I survived it. And this is a sad day for me because, again, these coaches, they become so relevant in who you are, what you are, how you got to be who you are. And I give credit to every one of the coaches that I've had. I've had some great coaches. When you just reading about Coach Criddle and his stats and championships and all of those kind of things, I can just be amazed by how great of a coach he was, and the fact that I got the opportunity to play for him. Same thing with Sonny Randle, Coach Randle. Like, it was a blessing that he was at Marshall when I was there. he was one of those coaches that was not going to treat me special. He wasn't going to love on me. He never loved on me. The best I had of him loving on me was him basically telling me that he thought that I was going to make it to the league and that I would be good at it. Short of that type of a thing, he treated me just like everybody else. He cussed me. He made me run. All of that. And I think now we're in this space where, the coach almost is obligated to treat the best player. Not making the case I was the best player, but those players that are good, you have to treat them a little different. You have to, I once heard you had to love on them. I don't know if that's true, man. I don't know, if that's true. I think that's something that's new, and I'll make the case that it's not working. I believe I am an example of never really getting loved on, but being pushed because I was asking for something. I was saying I was going to be something. And those coaches heard me and they pushed me. And they got the most out of me everywhere, at every level that I went to. And I am thankful for all of those coaches. Bud Grant, Jerry Burns, Coach Criddle, Coach Randle, all of those coaches who are gone, they were special to me and really had a whole lot to do with who I am today. And for those, who may not like who I am today, hey, it is what it is. It's what I was taught. It's who it's those guys, those coaches, those men who invested time with me, for me, and I just want to thank them and let them know that I appreciate it. And to all the families of all those coaches, my heart goes out to you. And I'll leave it there.
The opinions expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of WVRC Media, its management, employees, or sponsors. Follow us on Facebook at Let's Talk Carl Lee. Visit WCHSnetwork.com/Let's Talk for more.